Hey guys, Amber here, and I'm going to preface this with the usual bullcrap. If I'm looking this way, I'm looking at my monitor that is playing the video I am currently speaking over. If I'm looking around randomly, probably looking at my cat, or looking for my cat, or collecting fur out of the air. Or if I'm looking down that way, I'm looking at the small video of me to make sure I'm in focus or what have you. Alright, now that that's done, some information regarding this video. Got a couple of points. One, I want to improve my concept art abilities. You know, my actual conceptualizing of characters, creation, etc. Where'd I put that book? Yep, so sorry about that. Well, 2, I have a sketchbook just for that. This is my first B paper book. Also, there's a point unrelated to that I want to mention. But anyway, and 3, this is one of the concept theme pieces that I did. I actually streamed working on this. If you want to watch me stream something else, check the description below. It'll have a link to my Twitch channel. Alright, I think I got all of the excuse me. That was better brought up than I was. Anyway, alright. I think I got all of the initial stuff out of the way, so let's move on. First off, also regarding that, the pencil is primarily, that's a short one, Prismacolor Colorase in the color pink. I actually really like, I don't like the color pink, but I really like using pink because it is a nice light color, and I find these don't erase the best, so that's fun. It's also a mechanical pencil that I did over it because, like I said, it doesn't erase the best. My inking pens are primarily this one. The Fineliner Graphics by Marabou that I got in the Jazza art box. So, oh yeah, there's my cat. He came to say hello again. Oh, and I also used, I am so sorry about my chair, by the way. The Tombow? Yeah. Tombow Fudenosuke pen. Calligraphy pen. I absolutely love this thing. It does wonders. For color, I just used my tub of Prismacolor Premier alcohol markers with my Spectrum Noirs. That again, I got as part of the Jazz's Jazzy art box. So, yeah. Okay, I think that about covers all of those details. Now, okay, now, let me find the page. There's the page on my table. I'm sure if you guys have been sticking around my channel at all, you remember this piece, right? I love the end result. It's got a bit of a shine because of the metallic ink over here. It's awesome. What isn't so awesome is the back of the page. That's not horrible. I put a page in between to protect the next page, but it does bleed. Now, keep in mind, this is not a marker book. This is, if it's readable, I'm not sure. Come on. Mixed media, 98 pound. Strathmore. It's a Strathmore Vision. I love this book. It's my marker book in essence, although I do have one acrylic piece. this? Where is it? 70 pound. B paper, recycled sketch. Okay, this is just a sketchbook. But and I posted this on my Instagram when I noticed it. Which one is the actual sketchbook? You would think it'd be this one over here due to the fact that it bled more. And I wasn't any lighter on my colors. It's kind of weird. I'd have expected the 98 pound paper to hold up better for markers than this light sketchbook. I'm not complaining, I'm merely commenting. So a lot of these are going to be probably done in marker. This book though, one, I love it. I love how the paper feels. But this book is the home to a 50 prompt character design list, which I have written on the back, and I know you can't really see it, but you can see the shine of the pencil kind of. It's all written down there. One for every page. And I'm using this side to figure out what I'm doing, and then this side for the actual image. You can see the complete thing later. Oh, also, that welcome for stopping by. Notice, please ignore that. As I said, I streamed working on this, and I put that up for people who were coming by to watch the stream if they wanted to chat or what have you. I was more than willing to respond, so I thought I would say that. Because I know a lot of people will often assume that the streamers aren't interested in chatting, so yeah. Anyway, this book is just going to be for my concept things. When I finish them, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this book. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all of the characters. I am considering possibly selling them as cheap adopts for people. I don't know. But since I have you all here, and I need something to talk about, here's the first one. The theme was schoolgirl. My brain was not working that day, obviously. For this one that you're watching, as it says in the bottom corner, as it says in the title, the theme was fallen. And I could not get the idea of a fallen angel out of my head. So I ran with it. It's an angel that recently fell that is praying for forgiveness, basically. At least that's what I was thinking when I was doing it. Not sure I entirely pulled it off, but I really do love the end result, so there's that at least. Oh. I can give you a preview for next week's. Might as well do that now while I'm thinking of it. Here is the work in progress for the video you guys will get next week. Yes, it's another marker. So what? Like I said, this is going to primarily, if all goes to plan, be a marker and watercolor channel, so more marker. Yay? I think so. This one isn't an original character. Well, okay, technically it is, but it's not one of my personal characters. It's just a random design. Next week's is one of my original characters, so that's always cool. And my kitty is sleeping in the Jazza box still. But yeah, okay. I have no idea what all to say. I'm so sorry. Also, there's my TV, just because. My paintings are falling too. Because I don't have anything proper to stick them up with, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, right. Also, I just want to say, I absolutely love how her hair turned out. That is all. I've never tried to do a gradient with markers before, or any traditional media. So the fact that I was able to pull off that bit of a gradient from yellow to red, like the blonde to the red, I think is just lovely and beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And pro tip, if you're using markers and you want to shade blonde hair with a little bit of a strawberry hint, use blush. I learned the blush works so well for shading blonde. It's not funny, but that little bit of pink, I'm sorry, my chair's loud. That little bit of pink gives it a bit of a strawberry blonde look to it. So keep that in mind. It's definitely a nice little tip for me to remember in the future, because I have a strawberry blonde character. So, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, with this, I just kept, as you can see, I use a lot of markers in one image. Oops. But I just keep going between them and blending them out. Comically enough, one thing that actually surprised somebody is to find that when I blend markers, I pretty much almost strictly use the chisel nib. I don't like brush nibs. Sure, they have their uses, but overall I feel more comfortable with chisel, which is why I'm quite happy to be using my 15 plus year old Prismacolor markers, because they still work, they're still alive. I do want Copics though, one of these days. Main reason being, these aren't technically refillable. Copics are. If a marker dies, I have to buy a new marker as it is. If my Copic marker runs out of ink, I can just buy an ink refill. Lot better. I'm not a huge environmentalist, but little things like that really can add up. So, better bang for your buck anyway. And I never use the bullet nib. Or rather, I very rarely do. So, getting a set of Copics would be a good idea for me. Eventually, I'll get them in time. Might take me a while. Years. But I'll get them. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to really say, to be honest. I wasn't sure how I was going to do her wings, to be perfectly candid here. I just knew I didn't want to shade them gray because I wanted them to have more life to them, so there was going to be a color. But I wasn't sure about the actual color. So I opted to go blue because it gives it a bit of a purity look, I guess. I'm not sure. But it's coming up. Hold on. There we go. See, I found while I was putting the base coat down, because it was such a light color, it was very easy to see and not fuck up the red. But I was pulling the red in. And I ran with it. I did it over everything. Because pull that in and it gives a bit of a corruption to the feathers look, I think. As a result, you get this. And I think it looks awesome. Like, the feathers, yes, it's not entirely done for shading yet. And they look really flat for quite a while. Give it time. I managed to get them to pop. Don't worry. I just wish I had done a background for her. Because I didn't. I kind of cheaped out on that. So, that's always fun, isn't it? I should probably also look into possibly getting a better desk. One of these days. I just don't really have the space for it. No, I have the space for the desk. I just don't really have the space for a proper video setup. So, oh well, I make it work, don't I? I do. But I like what I do with this one at the end. And I'm sorry about the random lighting changes there. I haven't figured out the specifics for my webcam yet for that. So, oh, pussycat. Also, if anybody is curious, Mimikyu from last week, I think, yeah, is sitting over right there. That's the 3D pen one I did, like back in November, December, January? Months ago, like half a year ago. And then in the middle is the one I did of clay and the superior one. Although I kind of want to take the tail off and redo it. Like redo the tail, because I think the tail is a bit off. I'm not sure. And then my Haunter. This time I got it right. With my Desiree, like my pink-haired character that I did a chibi clay of. And then in the back there, you can't really see it, but it is my other one. My other character named Rowena. That I did another clay figure of, so. Oh, and somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, no. Well, whatever. Over there is also my Dark Elf. One of, like, the villain of all of my characters. Her name is Vanessa. For whatever that's all worth. Now, if you take a look at the actual, if you're watching the video instead of just listening, and then going to click back to see the end result, you see, I make it pop a bit. I add gel pen afterwards, and it pops even more later. So, but yeah, we're far enough in. Here's the end result. Look at this. I fucking love the end result. And the nice thing is, I don't know if you can kind of see it if you look up here, for instance. Yeah, you can't really see it, but kind of. I added silver gel pen along with white gel pen in order, not metallic for the white, in order to help make the feathers pop. And then around her here, I'm not sure I got that on camera, I put gold to give a bit of an impression of, you know, light and whatnot. Also, there you go. There, you can see some of the metallic. Not an extreme amount, but it's enough to make a pop, and I love the end result. Oh. And yes, I'm fond of working in this size. I'm planning on streaming most, if not all, of my character designs for the concept challenge I'm doing in the future. So if you want to see any others, definitely be sure to click into the description down below and hit up my Twitch. Follow me on there so you get alerted whenever I stream. Usually it's at stupid hours on the weekend. You know, for example, 1 a.m. Eastern time till like 8 a.m. Eastern time. Like I said, stupid hours on the weekend. But if you're interested, that's at least a place to check. And I think that wraps up about all I have to say this time. So I'm going to leave it there. And my ending bit will be simple. Thank you for watching. I actually really do appreciate the few views I get. So thank you. If you liked the video, hit like, share it with your friends. Honestly, it's just awesome to know people like my stuff. So be sure to hit so. If you don't like it, hit dislike. Let me know why. Regardless, comment in the description below. Comment down below. Let's get my brain to work. Comment down below. Let me know what kind of things you want to see me draw in the future. Or paint. Because remember, like I said, watercolor would be an option. And I'm thinking the next watercolor I do will be something like that there. I know you can't really see it, but it's a character portrait. Actually, there are two. There's one with the pink up above, and then one with the green. I'm so backwards. Anyway, so I will leave it there. Thank you for coming to watch. Be sure to hit like, comment, subscribe if you actually want to see more that I do in the future. I upload every Tuesday at noon Eastern time, which I think is -5 GMT? 4 or 5, depending on if it's standard or daylight. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you on the flip side. This is Amber out. See ya.